Hey there fellers, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Johnny Clyde. Tonight we will be making Cowboy Stew. This is a childhood favorite of mine. It's quick, easy, cheap, delicious recipe any time of year, but especially during the cold weather. It's really tasty and we are going to enjoy doing this one. So let's get started. Okay guys, we're going to start with our garlic here. We're going to go ahead and mince it. Let's get started. I like to get my big old knife and give it a good old smack. Smack, smack. Just a big old heavy smack, whatever you got. It could be a jar, it can be a knife, whatever's handy, but we've already got it peeled, so we just gotta smack it, and then we will mince it. You can also use, they have the little minced garlic in the jars. That's easy to work with. They have it in the squeeze tube. That's easy to work with. But, you know, fresh garlic's always good. Let's go ahead and mince her. Be careful with your knife, as we discussed in the last video. They can be sharp, and if you're not that good with knives, be really careful. Johnny Clyde, he loves to cook, but like I said, I'm no French chef. But man, it smells amazing. I love minced garlic. So let's take this. And we are going to put it on our small plate here. We're going to put the garlic in and the jalapeno in after the bell peppers and onion, because the garlic will burn quickly and we don't want that to happen. That's why we're going to separate the garlic and the jalapeno from the bell peppers and the onion. Okay, now take your jalapeno, chop the ends off, throw those in the trash there, and we're going to slice it in half now. Take your paring knife. You want to be careful when you're doing the jalapeno. If you finger on it too much, you can definitely tear your hands up. They will get spicy and they will burn for the rest of the evening. It's not fun, believe me. And we left little seeds in there. It's not going to bother us too much, but definitely want to be careful, not make it too spicy. Margaret don't like it too spicy. She likes a little bit, but we don't want to run her out of the house with the fire. Now we're going to take these, we're going to slice them into just little strips. Just as narrow as you can. We don't also with this don't want big old pieces of jalapeno. We just want to get it in there and spread out, add some spice flavor. Okay, we got our jalapeno and our garlic minced on the garlic and diced on the jalapeno, almost minced. Minced is just a finer chop than the dice. Chop is the bigger pieces. So minced garlic, almost minced jalapenos diced. So now let's move on to the bell peppers and the onion. And kind of medium to large yellow onion. Cut the end off there. There we go. Okay, we got our yellow onion peeled here, and now we're ready to dice it up. So just cut it like so. Take half of it over there. We're gonna cut like so. Cut like so. And then just not all the way to the end, but flip it. And do like so, and there we go. Diced yellow onion. There we go. Move that over. Now for onion piece number 2. Repeat the process. Move that over there. Okay, we have our onion diced there. Now let's move it over. Okay, now for the red bell pepper. Just cut it on the edge like so. So that way all the seeds stay in there. You don't get seeds you gotta clean out on your sliced portion there, you see. So just do that all the way around the red bell pepper. And this is going to be tasty. I love bell peppers. Then cut the bell pepper into strips like you did with the jalapeno. Okay, after you get them cut into strips, now we're going to dice them. Same with the onion. We don't want them in big chunks. We want them spread throughout, so we're doing a pretty small dice. Don't, like I said, don't want big, huge chunks of bell pepper. We just want it spread out, evenly distributed through the stew. It's going to be very tasty. Okay, now we're going to do the same as we did on our red bell pepper to our green bell pepper. Cut the edge. Save all them seeds on the inside so we don't have a big mess, have to do more than is necessary. Okay, after you get those cut into strips, now we're going to dice it just like we did the red bell pepper. Okay, now let's move these over to the plate. Our prep is done as far as the veggies go, fruits, veggies, whatever you want to call the peppers. So we have our yellow onion diced, our red bell pepper diced, our green bell pepper diced, and over here we have minced garlic, 6 cloves, and one diced jalapeno. You can do 2 jalapenos if you want a little spicier. We're making this for everybody, so we don't want to make it too spicy. You can always add your pickled jalapenos later. So let's move on and get the ground beef going. Okay, fellas, now it's time to cook our beef. We are using a ground beef sirloin here. It is a 90-10 lean to fat ratio. You can use ground chuck. You can use whatever kind of meat you want. You could even use turkey if you wanted. But I like the ground beef sirloin. It's very tasty. And let's get to going. Okay, we got the ground beef in the pot, and we're on a medium to high heat, and we're just going to start cooking this out. So come closer and let's join Johnny Clyde. You're just going to ground this like normal, you know, nothing special. We're just browning our meat, get it all mixed up there. Okay, we got it nice and separated. Now we're going to go ahead and add some salt and pepper. Just cover it with the pepper, you know, as usual you would with your ground beef. Take your salt, grind it on there. Not too much, you know, we're going to add later, but we'll get it seasoned in there. So now you just, you know, brown it, stir occasionally, get it all tasty. Margaret really loves ground beef. She can just eat it right out the pot. I don't know, that's weird, but you know, to each his own. Okay, I'm gonna salt and pepper it one more time. Get it all browned on both sides, and then we're gonna strain some of the grease out after that. Look at that grease bubble. Smells amazing. I'm with Margaret. I ain't gonna eat the ground beef right out of the pan, but man, I do love some ground beef. Okay, so the ground beef's looking good now, so now we're going to strain this, and we'll be back and we'll start cooking our veggies. See you in a minute. Okay guys, we've moved the temperature to medium heat, and now we're about to cook our veggies. We got our meat sitting to the side, and cook the veggies, and once those are good and nice, then we're going to add the meat back. So let's go. Okay, so we're adding the yellow onion and both of the bell peppers right now. Let's go ahead and add a little oil. That's about a tablespoon of oil we just added there. Like I said, not a lot, just enough to keep that bottom of the pan good. Stay on top of these. And we used a pretty good amount of veggies in this. You could actually do 2 pounds of beef and this amount of veggies. You could do half the veggies. That's up to you guys. Some people like more veggies. Some people like more beef. Completely up to you guys. Veggies are cheap. It's a good way to make more food for not a lot more money. So that's what we're doing. This is just kind of to show you guys how much you can make on a budget. And a great meal at the same time. And we're going to salt and pepper these now. Looks tasty. And we're going to just cook this until these onions become translucent and the peppers are a little soft. We don't want them to be crunchy in our stew. I love the way these peppers and onions smell cooking. So good. Okay, our veggies are almost done. The onions are getting translucent. It looks tasty. We're going to add a little more salt and pepper. Yeah, you can just use the table salt and just the powdered pepper, black pepper. That also works great. Okay, we're really looking good now. We're going to go ahead and add in our minced garlic and our jalapenos. As you can tell, the onions are getting pretty translucent. They're going to cook a little longer with the minced garlic and the jalapenos, so I think we're ready. Okay, here we go. Our minced garlic, 6 cloves, and our jalapenos. Let's let those cook by themselves for a second there, and then we'll mix them all together and they can all be friends. As I mentioned before, we want to do the garlic after we get the other ones going, just so the garlic doesn't burn. We don't want any burnt garlic in our food. Okay, we've let that go about a minute. Now let's go ahead and mix her all up. Okay, we got that all mixed up. Now we're going to let that go for a couple minutes, stirring occasionally, and then we're going to be ready to add the rest of our ingredients. Okay guys, our veggies are looking good and ready to go. Let's go ahead and start adding some of our other ingredients. First, we're going to add 2 cans of our Hunt's tomato sauce. This is going to be the 8-ounce can. I like to start with the smaller cans just in case you want to add more or less. You can rather than using the big old cans. But we're going to start with 2 Hunt's tomato sauce 8-ounce cans. Now for our second one. Okay. We got those added, so let's just mix her like so. Now time to add back our ground beef. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. We're now going to add our Hunt's fire roasted diced tomatoes. I love the fire roasted kind. They're so pretty and they're also so tasty. And this is going to be a 14.5-ounce can. You can find it in your stores. Look at them yummy tomatoes. Okay, we got her all mixed up there. We got a few more ingredients to add, but it's starting to look real nice and it smells real nice. Next, we're going to add our Great Value green diced chilies. We like to use the Hatch brand, but they were out of the Hatch brand, so we're using Great Value diced green chilies, fire roasted and peeled. Okay, now time to add the chilies. Oh man, I love all them peppers. They look so good. Next, we're going to add our fire roasted Del Monte whole kernel corn. We are going to strain these. We don't want all the juices that are in it, so we're going to strain them. So just be careful straining them into your sink. Just to open the lid and leave a little open right there so you don't lose any corn in the process. Okay, now time for our corn. That looks good. You can see the little fire roasted burn marks on the corn. Looks so tasty. Okay, let's blend her up. Now we got some color to her, and she's really looking good, smelling good. Okay, next one we're gonna add is our ranch style beans. You can also use ranch style beans with jalapenos, but you know, we got our pickled jalapenos we're gonna add later when we're got everything in the bowl. We also added our diced jalapeno earlier. So you can just get the regular ranch style bean. If you want, you can get the jalapeno one and then not add the fresh jalapeno. Makes it a little easier, a little quicker. Look at them beans. They look so tasty, so saucy. Okay, now we have our McCormick ground cumin. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of this, and this is gonna really give us some good flavor. I love cumin. I use it in a lot of my dishes. So let's get going. And we're not gonna use the tablespoon. 3 teaspoons are in a tablespoon, and it's hard to fit that tablespoon in this bottle here, so we're gonna do just a teaspoon, 6 of them. Okay, so now we're gonna give her a taste to see if she needs any more salt or pepper. I always like to do this near the end just to tell if we need more seasonings. This should be enough, but you know, everybody's got different taste preferences. I like to start light and then add towards the end. Okay guys, taste test has been done. We're gonna add some more salt and pepper. This might be fine with some of you guys, but Johnny Clyde likes a little more spicy and salty, so here we go. And just do it slowly. You know, you got time. We're gonna be leaving this on the stove to cook. You can add your salt. You can add too much, so start with a little light and then add more as you go. You know, you don't want to make this too salty. Okay guys, we got her all salted and peppered to taste, and we're just gonna let this cook for 8 to 10 minutes. Just let it cook, stir it occasionally. We're gonna let everything, you know, melt up together. The beans get warm, the corn, everything. And after that, we'll be ready to plate. Okay guys, our 10 minutes are up. We just turned the burner off. You can it's still hot though. It's still bubbling. Now we're ready to plate. Okay fellers, we are done. We are plated and good to go. This is the finished product without any garnish on it. It looks tasty. Got, you know, everything in there, bell peppers, or onion, or ranch style beans, fire roast tomatoes, corn, ground beef, tomato sauce. It's so good. But you can see it there. This is our doctored up version. It's got the shredded cheese, some sour cream, some jalapeno that I diced, and some saltine crackers. That's exactly the way Johnny Clyde likes to eat it, and it is so delicious. Well, let's go ahead and take a taste. We're gonna get a little bit of that, a little bit of that. That's some good stuff, man. A little sour cream on that. This dish is a 10 out of 10. And you guys seen how much we had in the pot. That'll feed probably 8 to 10 people. And can you guess how much this meal cost? Approximately, it cost about $20. A little less. And guys, let me tell you, if you are on a budget and you want to cook a lot of food, you can do it cheaper than that. We use the sirloin. You can use the ground chuck. If you want it to be even easier, you can buy Mexican corn or Fiesta corn. That's corn that's already got the bell peppers in there. You don't have to do any chopping. You could literally do this dish with a can or two of tomato sauce, a can of Fiesta corn or Mexicorn, whichever they have, whichever you prefer, ranch style beans with jalapenos, your ground beef, and you can have that all cooked up for under $10 and have it done in like 30 minutes. We did it the fancy way. We'd used fresh vegetables, and it yields more if you do it that way, and you know it's fresh. But if you're in a pinch or just don't want to spend a whole lot and you want it done fast, use the Mexicorn, the ground chuck. It'll do the same thing. It won't be as fresh, but it'll be really tasty. Well, guys, I want to thank all y'all for tuning in. It's been fun cooking this. Had a fun childhood recipe that we had a lot growing up, and it's always a favorite. And we're gonna have tons of leftovers. You guys check out our chicken enchilada with from scratch yellow queso sauce in the last video we did with cooking with Johnny Clyde, and also check out Johnny Clyde Eats. I want to wish you guys a happy new year. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share it with all your friends. We are also on allrecipes.com. You can check that out. We're on Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. We're all over the place. Well, I want to thank you guys again, and y'all have a good night. See you later, fellers.